Right. But then by 1996, that's when everything really started to unravel. Luke Records ends up going bankrupt, apparently over the MC Shy D lawsuit. And then Joe Weinberger ends up buying Luke Records out of bankruptcy. And he bought it for $800,000 plus he was owed $400,000 that he lent Luke. So basically he got the whole label with all the back catalog, all the copyrights, everything for $1.2 million.
Yes. Yes.
Which was like the deal of a century right there.
Right. Well, hey, I don't know how Luke went bankrupt. I mean, some would say that he had upwards of $100 million. I know that he's a sports guy. I know he's a sports guy and probably does his thing like that. But I don't know how Luke became bankrupt. And Mr. Weinberger got in the situation and planted himself in that position, laying around waiting for something like that to happen. And like I told you, Mr. Weinberger knew who Luke was paying and who Luke wasn't paying. And so that was kind of easy for him to, gather up all of his people and do that. And some would even say, Luke would say, I don't give a fuck about that catalog. It's not going to be anything. It's not going to be worth nothing without me. I'm selling their music. That's their music. Fuck them. I got all of the money. Fuck them. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it and get out of debt. And that's just what he did.
Right. Well, Weinberger bought it for $1.2 million. And right. he owned the Two Live Crew name at that point.
When he bought it, well, in bankruptcy court, the court gave us all back the name. So this is where it gets this is where the fuckery comes in. They gave us all back the name. Me and Mr. Mix was in the studio doing the Shake a Little Something album. And the day that the judge granted the bankruptcy went into motion, the judge told Chinaman and Mr. Weinberger that all three of us have the name. But for some odd reason, I don't know if it was money, greed, or whatever, Chinaman sold some of the name, thinking he sold some of the name to Mr. Weinberger. But in the middle of all of that, Mr. Weinberger had some fraudulent paperwork or whatever. Something happened to where he ended up owning the name. So me and Mr. Mix, at that time, didn't even know that we could have had the name. You know what I mean? Because we were making records, all three of us as a group. But Chinaman knew that, and he went behind our back and sold the name to Weinberger, and then Weinberger fucked him out of the name.
Right,
basically.
So, after he went and bought this whole back catalog, I mean, there was an interview, and Joe Weinberger said, when you could buy something that's worth 10 to 15 million for about 10 cents on the dollar, that's an excellent business opportunity.
Yep.
And they were saying, I guess in the interview, they were saying that just the Two Live Crew part of the catalog was making $2 million a year. And he actually said it's a lot more than that. Well, here you go. You spend $1.2 million on something that's already making $2 million
and
a
you
year.
made over 30,000 off of it and sold the publishing 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you reference what Luke said. Luke said, I don't give a damn about any of this shit because if I did, I'd want to blow some motherfucker's head off. I'd blow Weinberger's head off. But I'm past that. At the end of the day, all of them who fucked me have to answer to a higher authority.
Nobody never fucked Luke. Luke fucked it. Luke makes sure nobody fucked him. He was too busy fucking everybody else, which was basically us.
Well, you don't think that Luke got fucked out of his whole, back catalog?
Luke sold that catalog to Weinberger to get out of debt, knowing what he was doing. But Luke did not know that the catalog would become worth something over time. Luke sold that catalog like, fuck him. It's not going to be worth anything without me. And then Weinberger took it and made it what it is today. All of the movie licensing and all of the repackaging and all of that shit. Luke thought it was dead in the water when he sold it. And And, you know, it was always our shit. It's they shit. It's they shit. So I'm breaking even, basically. I'm winning.